I'm going to attempt to make the weirdest game I've ever made, and I've only got 48 hours. I'm taking part in this year's GMTK Game Jam. I'm pretty sure it's the biggest game jam of the year. What's a game jam? I'm glad you asked. It's when a few... 6,000? How's there 6,000 people doing this? Okay, it's when 6,000 degenerates come together and decide to make video games in way too little time. I'm in the waiting room for the theme announcement right now, but honestly, I'm not even sure what I would want the theme to be, but let's hope it's a good one.
Your goal over the next 48 hours is to make a game that fits the following theme. Roll of the dice.
Okay, I'm not really sure I'm the biggest fan of that, to be honest. I guess I'm gonna do something about randomness. Let's see what I can come up with, and maybe I'll feel a little bit better after I've done that. Here are all the ideas I came up with. Most of them suck. For example, this one. You play as a man with dice for hands, and everything you touch has a random chance of rolling away from you. Or maybe this one. You play as a sentient dice at a casino. You need to roll over to ruin people's days. After a lot of really hard work, my 2 brain cells did manage to think up one good idea. So I guess that's what I'm gonna have to make. This is a first-person action game where every 5 seconds your abilities get swapped based on a dice roll. Also, you play as a tentacle monster. Now I've got an idea. I have about 44 hours left, so I really have to hurry up and actually start making this game. But first, I think I'll have to do a quick plan or something like that. I've just done some extreme planning. And I've made a quick list of tasks that I think I'll need to get done. Right, so the first thing on this list is the movement. So let's get working on that. I want to do just a little bit of the basics first, getting the player walking around and jumping, and I want to make that feel really good. To do this, I may have copied some stuff from my game Kick Bastards. So here's a little secret, you can actually back that right now on Kickstarter, the link's in the description. I added a little tilt when you move left and right, which makes it feel more dynamic. I also made it so that when you jump, there's some additional downforce after you hit the apex of your jump. It means the jump is generally less floaty, but it doesn't affect your jump distance too much. So now the basics are in, and I have to make some special moves to go with that whole ability swapping on a dice roll thing that I decided to make for some reason. There are 2 movement abilities I want to add, a double jump and a dash. At this point, I can hear you saying, "What the heck, you're just making the most basic movement mechanics ever." Yeah, you're right. I am. And you know what? I'd do it again. The double jump should be the easiest to do, so I'm going to start there. What we do is see if you're in the air when you press the spacebar, and check to see if you've double jumped before. If you haven't, then we just add a little force to our guy, and he does a little jump mid-air. The second movement ability, the dash, works by taking your current position and the direction you're looking at. It then moves you in that direction in a short period of time, and if anything's in your way, it just stops the dash. At this point in the jam, I kinda went off the rails. Ian never went back on the rails, and he made no reasonable decisions after this point. I decided to make the player character a weird tentacle monster. It's not a kink thing. It's not. It's not! Anyway, when you're creating a character, you first have to start with modeling it. So that's what I bravely did. I used the sculpt tools in Blender to make these noodly arms, which I then rigged and animated to wiggle around. After setting it up in Unreal, it looks like this. But our boy is a bit defenseless, so let's give him some attacks. Okay, so before you see this, I have to say that I don't always make the best decisions. But this time, I did. I think this is going to change game design forever. So you just chuck peanut butter at your enemies, which I do imagine hurts quite a lot, so it's probably a good attack if you're a pink tentacle monster fighting bad guys, you know? The way I got this working in the game was actually a very interesting story. There's so many ups and downs, so many twists and turns. It's actually crazy everything I did. I think you're going to be shocked when you hear about it. Anyway, who cares? I also added this baguette attack, solidifying in the lore of my game that tentacle monsters are indeed French. Bonjour! I had been having a really hard time trying to come up with a good idea for the enemies in this game, but then I had a wavelength, and I looked to the left of me, and I saw what I needed. A cookie! A cookie! A cookie! Okay, update. I've been really struggling to make this AI not feel off. I've been hammering away at it for like 2 hours, and honestly, I've only got it just about passable, but I think I'll need to do way more work on it tomorrow, to be honest. I am kind of concerned though, because I'm not even sure if I have enough time to get the game done because there's just so much left to do. Okay, we're back, and it's the final day. I'm feeling pretty refreshed though, so I'm ready to rumble. I think I'll dodge the AI for a minute and get on with the menus first because they're so much easier and I need an easy start to the day. First off, I'm going to start by quickly getting a very ugly version of the menus done and get them working. So I'll just do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and there we are, I've got a kind of working version done. But for the main menu to feel complete, I think I'll need to do a logo of the game. It's not going to be anything fancy, but I'll quickly smash something together in Photoshop. So the words look pretty good, but I think it needs something a little extra, to make it more logo-y. Oh yeah, that's the one. Give it to me. Get away. Get out of here. He is right though. He's looking pretty good. Looks like we got all the menus done. So unfortunately, it does mean it's time to start with the AI again, and I guess let's get onto it. These cookies don't know that I know this cool life hack. Come here, you cookie fucks. I made it so they actually fight you now, but I also coded in some new attack moves too. They can throw choc chips at you from a distance, and also occasionally they will run away from you too. They almost feel like a real video game enemy now. Now the cookies are complete, I think it's time for me to build some levels for you to do battle in. I think I need to model another bread to build the levels with. And I also want to set up some dynamic level pieces. I have in mind some big dice that will roll around and help signal when your powers are being re-rolled. I modeled the dice in Blender, but I really couldn't be bothered to do a texture, so I just put the dots in kind of all really misaligned, but whatever. Also, let me let you into a little secret. I didn't actually look up how the dice sides are organized, so I just randomly put the sides on, so they probably aren't correct either. Next, I coded these little platforms made of peanut butter and a breadstick, and they go up and down when the dice roll, so it adds a bit of dynamism to the level. Let me walk you through all the amazing levels I have created. This one has a slope. This one is the same as the other one, but you have to jump between these bits. This one's just a big hole with a ring around it. This one I did because I kind of forgot I made the moving peanut butter platforms and I had to put them in. This final one, you can climb up and use all your movement powers. Oh, by the way, if you know anyone who does level design awards, then please feel free to nominate me for this amazing, excellent piece of design work. Okay, so I may be panicking just a tiny little bit because I do only have 4 hours left, but I think I can get it all done. I've just got to do these final little bits and it'll be perfect. I think what my game is missing is a deep and immersive story. I think award-winning games always have a deep and immersive story, so I have to do it because this is an award-winning game, as you all know from watching this video. You can tell, I know, it looks really good, doesn't it? Yeah. So I really want to have the lore for the fans to dive into, so that's why I'm going to add Tentacle Daddy. He's going to lay out the objectives for the game and give a bit of narrative to it, To get him set up, I obviously have to model him and make a little animation for him in Blender. Now, that's a tentacle monster I can get behind. It's not a kink thing. It's not a kink. It's not a kink thing, okay? What he really needs though is a voice, so I guess I'm going to have to put my acting to the test and give the performance of a lifetime. The cookies, they're coming to destroy Breadland. Even Leonardo DiCaprio couldn't have given a performance that good. So where's my Oscar? I can just imagine it now. I walk up to the stage, all my adoring fans shouting my name as I take the award. While I'm at it, I'm going to record some extra sound effects for the game. To be honest, I don't really know what I'm doing here, so I'm just going to make some sounds with my mouth and hope for the best. I also give the cookies some voice lines too. Ow, I'm dead.
Nice roll.
Oh, you've killed me. So I've just got 1 hour left. I've just got to really quickly package this up. Oh my god, this is like kind of last minute. So let's hope Itch doesn't have any problems and I'll just upload it and it'll be fine. Whew, the game's done and I think I have 0 brain cells left because they've all died in the process of this. Please go play the game on Itch and suffer with me. The links are in the description. And remember, subscribe or I'll burn your house down. See you later, losers.